Leroy Jenkins.
Helicopter.
Two pie standards late.
Yellow, did you like the picture I sent you today? The
No,
barbershop?
I hate it. I hate everything today. I hate you also.
Do I dare ask what the picture was?
It's a barbershop called Malacca.
Just don't ask what's happening underneath the shit.
We're live. We're live, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
No.
My bad.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome in. You made it to another
Hey,
episode
Greg.
of the Meme Factory podcast. This is test stream number 73. And this evening, we are joined by Jessica Hodlr. Jessica, could you introduce yourself to
Hello.
I am Jessica Hodlr. I'm the COO of Plan B Passport, and I just shitpost on Twitter.
Nice. Now, Jessica, we have a bit of an idiosyncratic show here. One of the requirements from our sponsors is that they ask us to have our guests read the ad copy that they send out every week. I forwarded it to you. It's in your DMs. If you could, just pull that sucker up and rip through it so we can get paid.
All right, let me just go into my DMs here.
Thank you.
Is Kate on the chat? Kate, hello.
Kate's in the chat.
Alrighty. Good evening, everyone. This is Jessica Hodlr, and this episode of the Meme Factory podcast is brought to you by Suscorp's brand new translation app, Triolingo, now available on the Nokia 3310 App Store. Triolingo software is 30% faster than Google Translate with an error rate lower than 50%. Are you tired of struggling to communicate with people who speak different languages? Our translation software is here to simplify your life. With just a few clicks, you can translate any text into one of 3 available languages: Tatar, Zulu, and Spanglish. Suscorp hired the top UI designers from Windows, Skype, and GeoCities for the best possible user experience. Our software uses the latest machine learning algorithms derived from Amazon customer service to provide accurate translations in minutes with no humans in the loop ever. Isn't that great? You'll be amazed at how easy it is to use and how accurate the translations are. Whether you're traveling, working with international clients, or just trying to communicate with friends and family from different countries, our translation software will make your life easier. In fact, Triolingo, this part translated sentence the horse meat by itself. No human translator necesito. Say goodbye to language barriers and hello to seamless communication with Triolingo. Try it today for the low price of $420.69 and see for yourself how it can revolutionize the way you interact with the world as long as they speak Tatar, Zulu, or Spanglish.
Suscorp. Making things and stuff before all you.
We can get paid now.
I think we can get it now. All right, so Jessica, I really appreciate that. This is how we make the real big bucks over here at the Meme Factory.
Welcome.
And of course, we want to make sure we thank our real sponsor, Coinbits. Coinbits is one of the best places to buy Bitcoin of any of the exchanges. Very low rates, roundups. Yellow, you got something to say about Coinbits?
It's okay. It's green.
Understood.
Well,
All right.
we have real sponsors now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
You
didn't
missed a
we?
lot, Labra.
missed a lot,
we're
buddy.
corporate
the world.
corporate now, Labra.
We need HR back.
So
Yeah.
before we dig into this too much, we need to get your sandwich order. Becca, I'm sure you've got the menu set up for this week.
Yes. Wait, am I unmuted? Yes.
Yes.
Hi,
No, cannot hear
Jess.
you.
Thanks
What?
for showing up.
What?
Sorry, I'm late. Go
Cannot
away,
hear you.
Yellow. Okay, I got welcome to Becca's Sammy shop. So I got some specials for you. There's 3 of them. I'm just gonna grab my sandwich board. I'm a little it's a hot mess today. You know how it goes sometimes.
Whoa.
So
Yeah.
we have, let's turn this ring light away. Okay, so hello, can you hear me? So
Yeah.
we have our, it's definitely not a bailout burger. So it's a Torch Triple D rated fake burger with a freshly printed Fiat hot mess salad. Very appropriate for today, I feel like. And our second special, Okay, we have a femme fatale. Go fuck yourself, Sammy.
Mm.
This is a super sweet. Okay, it's 100% pure, authentic female veal schnitzel cooked over a open fire by me with firewood collected by the simps on Bitcoin Twitter. So, it'll be a nice pile of wood. So, and our last special
Stop laughing, Sean.
is okay. Microphone. It's our house special. Yellow's Don't Stop Believing Steak Sammy. It's been marinated in Red Bull for 494 days.
Yeah.
And Yellow's just a little bit sad today. So
Yeah. Good,
Yeah.
good.
What's he saying on that sign?
he says, send help.
Oh.
Apple. It's an apple.
Oh, Heppel.
A Red Bull, please. Or Red Bull. Yes. So your 3 specials, my darling. Please choose.
Definitely going with the yellow special.
Excellent. Good choice. Good choice.
choice.
He didn't pee in the marinade this week. So you're like,
Fantastic.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
That was gonna be my next question.
It lacks
Yeah.
flavor.
Get too much flavor, too many wings.
Oh my god.
First question to Craig. How dare you? Nah, go ahead.
So first, all right. So
Who do you think you are?
You can't throw my own questions against me.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, you just wiped out 25% of the questions I had written down for this entire interview.
Yeah. We can have Labra read the pie number more.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, that's
Yes,
a good
in
point.
honor of Pi
That's a good
Day.
point.
Yeah.
All right, so back to our guest. What is this Plan B passport that you are coup of?
That is what we do. So basically, we provide people with a second passport or a residency in a jurisdiction that's beneficial specifically for them.
This sounds
So-
highly illegal.
It's very legal. This is like literally the first question we always get is like, so you sell fake passports? No, they're real. They're authentic.
Shoot, I
They're
don't want it. I don't want it then.
Yeah,
It's
can I
not
pay
illegal.
extra for the illegal one?
Yeah.
Do they come with a husband or a wife?
I
These
wish.
passports? Yeah.
You wish.
That's the executive club level.
Yeah.
Are you on the market, Jessica? Is that what you're saying? Are you looking for a husband?
Yes, I'm on the market.
Are you offering?
Am I offering?
No,
How
no.
many
No, we got
passports
Sean
are you offering?
This is the perfect time.
Oh, hello, Labra.
Chica, hello.
There he goes.
Labra offered first.
Can't wait for
Yeah,
RD's
I
question.
can
now.
offer passport too.
All right. So talk to us about these perfectly legal passports. Perfectly legal.
Yeah, so basically we work with 5 Caribbean islands. We also work with Portugal, Turkey. We work with Mexico's residency program, but basically you donate money to a government fund or you buy real estate and then they give you a passport.
Now, is it just that simple? You throw money at them and they give it to you?
Yeah, it's pure capitalism applied to a government service.
Nice.
What about El Salvador?
So I'm sure you guys know like the 3 Bitcoin and then you get residency, but that hasn't happened. And honestly, that's a lot for residency. We would have
Yeah.
liked to seen it for like citizenship. But I mean, we wrote a letter to Bukele saying, hey, like we know exactly how these programs should run. Like we can build it out for you. So don't mind that. That's just the dog, if you can hear that. Scratching at the door.
Labra.
Labra. He's already there.
It's already
Let me in.
Sword in hand.
It was a surprise. I was just knocking the door. You blew it.
So are you just
You wish.
the middle woman for all the bureaucracy, or are you just providing info on how to do it basically?
No. So we like put together your application, submit it to the island. Like it's a very white glove service. Like we put everything together for you.
It's very racist.
Okay. And what does that mean that when you have like a second passport, like do you have to renew some obligations tax-wise to that country every now and then to have that passport, continue to have that passport, or is it once and for all?
Yeah, so it's just like any other passport. Like, you know how you have to renew it every 10 years. With Antigua, you'd have to renew it the first 5 years. But it's basically you just pay like $50, renew your passport. The Caribbean islands, it's zero capital gains tax, zero inheritance tax, wealth tax. Some of the islands have zero personal income tax, so they're pretty attractive.
Yeah, but in the first time, don't you have like to make a kind of investment to the country? Like,
In order to get the passport, yeah.
yeah.
But after
So
you have the passport, you don't have to make any other like
okay.
additional contributions.
So
Yeah.
that kind of big contribution, you don't have to redo it again. Okay.
Right. Mhm.
Okay.
And then what about like days in the country within a certain amount of years? I know like some countries, like you need to be in the for 2 years out of the 5 or something like that to be able to keep the passport or residency, like anything like that with any of the islands or countries that you work with?
Yeah, so with the Caribbean islands, the whole process is done remotely and you never have to visit the island ever. Like some of our clients will probably never go ever because their second passport is just an insurance policy. Portugal is different because it's not a straight to a passport program. Basically, it's you buy real estate and then you hold the residence permit for 5 years, and then you can get a passport. And you do have to spend some amount of time there in order to get it.
Yeah.
So
and then you're in
Contingency
the
for
EU.
what? What is it a contingency for?
The real estate, like basically you just hold the real estate for 5 years.
No, no, no.
And
You said a second passport is really just a contingency for most of your
Insurance, she said.
insurance.
policy.
Insurance. Thank you,
Yeah.
Marcus.
You're welcome.
So, what is it insurance for?
So basically, I mean, the biggest thing was when 2 years ago, 3 years ago, people were locked in their country, as Becca knows
Yes,
quite well.
yes, very well.
If these people had a second passport, they could have said, hey, look, like I'm going back to my country. I'm going back to St. Kitts. You can't keep me here. See you later.
Kiss my ass.
Yep.
okay.
Yeah.
So
Basically.
so is that those kind of passports from your clients, like you see, like most of those guys have a seek your services because like ideologically they believe like taxes are theft or something like that, and they feel like all their working let's say legal stuff, let's run it from that kind of islands in the Caribbean, and let's keep my original passport for traveling, basically, because I don't feel like those islands have the kind of like non-visa agreements between other countries. Like, are they popular? That are they value that could be in that department? I don't think so.
Yeah, so all the countries you get visa-free access to the Schengen area. A lot of them have visa-free access to Russia and China. That's important to some of our clients. St. Kitts, you get visa-free access to 157 countries.
Oh, that's good. That's
and-
better than I thought.
Yeah, and with people who want to lower their tax bill, like I'll take Canadians as an example, they can become a non-tax resident of Canada and then establish tax residency in St. Kitts and then take advantage of the tax regime there. US clients, they can't do that because you're obligated to pay tax no matter how long you spend in the US. Outside the US, doesn't matter.
Yeah, basically, US. Let's talk about US like clients. Like they're a special breed. Like they follow. Like the government follows you basically everywhere, right?
Yeah.
You have to renounce your passport, right?
Yep. In order to take advantage of elsewhere's tax laws.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sucks.
Bastards.
How passport can I have? Like, how many passport can a single person have?
As many as you want, as long as you're not from somewhere like the Netherlands and
Correct, Marcus.
Yeah.
because they don't allow
There's-
dual citizenship, so you'd have to renounce in order to get it.
Yeah,
That's not really
Turkey-
true because there's a lot of Moroccans in the Netherlands that have dual citizenship.
There are exceptions, and you can, try to play around with it, but for the most part, it's hard to get.
I just saw.
I would imagine those
actually
guys
do.
have like political asylum or some kind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
they're-
prove you wrong, Jessica. I'm gonna prove you wrong.
No.
Watch me.
But you're
Uh,
saying
Yeah.
Morocco
Okay.
going to Netherlands,
Possible, let
not
me
a.
know.
You're just a baby, dude. What do you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
seriously, Marcus.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, like I know in Germany, like up until you're 18, you can have multiple passports. But if you're once you're 18 and you're staying and living in the country, you can only have one because there's a huge like Turkish population in Germany. And a lot like once they turn 18, they kind of have this decision that they have to make if they're going to stay German or Turkish
Yeah.
because the Germans, they don't let you keep more than one.
Oh, really? I had a teammate last year who was from Argentina, but his parents were from Germany. His
Mhm.
grandparents were.
Wait a minute.
Mm.
He had a
Wait,
he
what?
had dual, he had dual passport.
What?
Well, yeah, like if a German, say, moves to Canada and then gets a Canadian citizenship and they don't go back to Germany, then they would have two. And you can keep renewing your, like, I know for Germany, like, and Switzerland, because I have a Swiss passport, like, I don't need to live there in order to keep it. Like, I just renew it, like Jessica said earlier, right? You just pay the fees and
Yeah.
keep it going.
Was he?
Do you have a wildlife passport, Becca, for mooses?
Yes.
Was he like a super athlete, like an Ubermensch?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Okay. Okay. So, Jessica, what are some benefits of dual citizenship outside of being able to escape a lockdown in your country, for example?
Well, I mean, if you don't have particular visa-free access to a country that you would want, so people with weaker passports, that's something that they would look into if it gets them access without having to get a visa. That's one way. If you're looking to lower your tax bill, that's something else people consider. It's just if you're wanting a better lifestyle, some people consider the islands just because like it's beautiful, it's warm, you're on the water, the sailing's great, you can homeschool your kids there. It's just depends on what you want.
Okay, specifically for the country from the island countries that provide tax havens, let's say, and passwords. Do they have like a ready to go like electronic platform that can kind of easily set up like a company and do they provide like offices and stuff like that, like a lot of nomad friendly countries do?
Yeah, you can definitely set up a country, a business there. The islands we work with aren't the best for corporate taxes. We tell people to look into places like the British Virgin Islands or the Cayman Islands. But St. Kitts actually has a pretty interesting corporate setup where who owns the company is anonymous. So if you were to look up like a company name, it doesn't tell you who owns it just because of the different loopholes that it's set up, and you'd have to go through a lot in order to figure out who owns it. So if privacy was like the highest that someone was trying to accomplish, then they'd probably set up a business in St. Kitts. But if you're looking for like zero corporate tax, then look at the Cayman Islands.
Okay, cool.
Now, what
Is,
what is your
is Raul Paul a customer?
What's the I'm interested in the price range, like where do we start and where do we go, like
Ooh, good question.
can you
Yeah. So our most popular for single applicants is St. Lucia because it's the cheapest, and I use cheapest slightly. It's like around 135 grand total. And then for a family of four, the Antigua's the least. It's around 180,000. So it depends. And St. Kitts' passport is actually on sale. They're offering a $50,000 discount and expedited processing, which is cool.
so again, this isn't residency, this is
No,
like
it's
citizenship.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you said single applicant. Is there a better place for like family applicants?
Yeah, so family of four, Antigua is the most cost effective. St. Kitts is pretty close to it. There's not much of a difference. And I mean, some people go the real estate route where, they can actually buy a property and get a passport at the same time. So
What's the most ridiculous client you've gotten so far?
talk about my clients.
You don't have to name them. You don't have to name them.
Yeah.
No, I actually.
This is like the first time I'm gonna not make somebody name a thing.
We've actually, our clients are amazing. They're,
amazingly ridiculous.
They're Bitcoiners. They're like, we have the same values. We operate the same way. Like, it's smooth sailing. It's quite nice.
If you have Bitcoiner clients, I know some of them were ridiculous. Come on.
Oh, really? Not.
Spill
No ridiculousness.
You work with all
no potato
Rob? Is that what
clients.
happened?
What's that?
Did you work with all ye? Get him some dual citizenship?
Like he would ever leave America.
No, he wouldn't leave the pool. He wouldn't leave America.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. He wouldn't cross the street.
All right, so what kind of background do you have where you just decided we're like, yeah, I got the chops to do dual citizenship, passports, flag theory type of deal? How did that transpire? What skill set do you have that translated?
So I grew up listening to Alex Jones, and
this is starting bad.
And basically, like,
Alex Jones.
yeah, I was like 10. He'd be on in like the kitchen because I was
Turning
home.
the frogs gay.
Yellow puppets are gay. Turning the yellow puppets gay.
Exactly.
All right, so I'm done.
Hey.
Good. So you're watching Alex Jones, 9-year-old
I
you.
was homeschooled. I grew up red pilled. Like, trust no one, do your own research. I went to college, graduated with an industrial engineering and technology degree. And then I came back, and then Katie and I met at the Bitcoin conference in 2021. And
engineer, Sean.
what's that?
Marcus and I have this ongoing battle of who is most predispositioned to be Bitcoiners. And Marcus's theory is that if you're an engineer, then you're very predispositioned to be a Bitcoiner. And he's been right. He's been right. But
No, he's not.
you know,
I'm a dog. You're being racist, Sean.
there are some basketball players who understand Bitcoin. So.
There are some, yes.
Rusty,
Whoa, Rusty.
welcome aboard. You connecting to audio bastard.
Oh.
All right, so go on.
Hi,
You
Rusty.
finished college. You found Katie at 2021.
Yeah, so we were invited to a dinner from like this guy that we had just met once, and we went to dinner, hit it off.
Sounds safe.
Yeah.
I know. And then she DM'd me like a month or two later saying like, hey, would you be interested in working together? And rest is history.
Okay, so you took your industrial engineering background and said, I'm going to interface with Cayman Islands bureaucrats to make passports for people. Okay, cool. I can roll with that. Rusty, how's it going, man?
Yeah, fuck you too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm great. Oh, give me a chance, Jesus.
Rusty.
Can anyone hear Rusty right now? I
fantastic.
can't hear him.
Rusty, you got to raise your
Hello?
hand, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, Jessica.
Hi.
Hello. Hi there.
My God, that was creepy, man.
It was creepy. I mean, he's a creepy guy. It's not. I don't think normal.
It's a shtick, right?
Yeah. The creepiness?
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta be. I mean, nobody acts like that normally.
Sneaky Pete. They call me Sneaky Pete sometimes.
Who calls
Sneaky
you Sneaky Pete?
Yeah. So
His name's Rusty, but they call him Sneaky Pete.
This is what I have to put up with.
I see.
Okay, so how many passports do you have now?
Oh, gentleman never asks. How much Bitcoin do you own, Yellow?
He's a
Millions,
puppet. You think he's a gentleman?
Yeah. And he's
Okay,
temperamental.
Check your
is it
audience.
over 5 now? 5
Ah.
more?
I'm not telling you.
Does it rhyme
Really?
with threeve?
Is there like 6.15 ideal number
I actually have 69
passports?
passports.
Nice.
Nice. Can you rank them 1 to 69,
Oh,
please?
please don't.
Do you have like a special place in the closet where you choose the passport depending the color that you're wearing that day?
I have it all in this coat that I walk around with, and I just hand out.
Okay.
You
Hey, one of
self-custody
my
your
passports.
passport?
I'm wearing green today. Let's get that one.
The
Exactly.
Irish passport.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the Irish passport.
All right, right. So we hear folks throw around with when they're talking about passports or dual citizenship.
No, I'm not done. I'm not done.
You're done now.
Okay, if you have so many passports, okay, do you take the opportunity to like do something silly for the photographs, like wear a mustache or something?
Ooh, hard.
No.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Is it the same photo for all the passports? Why
Yeah.
not? That's a missed opportunity.
You could
I'll
have blonde.
I'll
You
do
could
it
have
next
blonde
time
hair.
just for you, and I'll send it to you.
Or you can like shave one eyebrow.
Yeah, save one eyebrow. Yeah,
I'll just shave half of my head.
Yeah.
black out one of your teeth and like smile. Why not?
Oh
So many
no! I'll put
passports.
on a fat suit and I'll just walk around and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
What they're gonna do? They're gonna take your passport.
It's like I got 68 more bits.
Fuck. You fucking playing
No,
Stratego with the passwords, like, yeah.
You don't
So
know,
if
you
you reach at the customs, right, and you've got like 3 or 4 passports, and you open up your wallet, and there's like 3 passports in there, you like flash them all 3 in front of the guy and be like, "I'm gonna use this one."
Well, if you're using
Or are you gonna
Triolingo,
get
you can
questions
understand.
then? You know? Or,
Yeah, no, you have to be.
That would be really stupid,
Gotta
Marcus.
be stupid
Yeah.
about it. You gotta be like, okay, here you go. You know.
Mhm.
Because I actually know somebody who has multiple passports, and the person actually mentioned that he got like questions because he had a St. Kitts passport.
Yes. Yeah. Some people, like most people, don't have an issue with it, but there are some officers that they'll be like, "What is this? What is St. Kitts?"
Yeah, you don't look like you're from St. Kitts.
Yeah.
I have a martini shaken, not
profiling.
stirred.
That was racist, Marcus.
Why are you being racist right now?
Oh,
And it's
well,
wrong.
that all immigrant officers are racist, right? That's what you do. They literally,
It's their
you know,
job.
they
That's
wrote
their
the book
job.
on profiling, right? Yeah.
What do you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you people?
Have you heard about the urban myth about the guy from a non-real country that was caught in Japan in the 60s?
No.
He had a passport, a made-out passport, and he traveled all the world with it.
What,
Can you do that now? No.
what name did he put?
Okay, I'll find it. Wait, I'll Google it.
I was
He's
waiting
like-
for a joke. I thought he was setting
Yeah.
up for that
Me
name.
too. Me too.
Where's the punchline?
These nuts.
Did you get all your passports from Katie the Russian?
No.
Oh, so she does have multiple passports. We're-
I assumed everybody gets their passports
Applied
from
answer.
Katie.
Rusty clearly hasn't done any background research on this.
Yeah,
No.
Rusty, they work together.
You missed my whole spiel.
I did. That's what I get for being late. I apologize.
Okay, John Allen Kuhar Zegrus is the reported name of a real man detained in the 60s in Japan for alleged document fabrication. He was dubbed as the Mystery Man by Japanese news at the time and became a prototype for some urban legends. And the story goes like he got caught with a passport that didn't exist. It was between France and Spain. Basically, if the Vasques had a country, basically, and he was selling like the story that he just came from that, and the Japanese thought like, and all the conspiracy theorists think that like he came from an alternate universe, and he jumped back, and he was detained in a room with guards, and like in a few hours he disappeared out of thin or like thin. Yeah, there's like a whole like urban legend around the guy.
From Andorra?
Now
Sounds like your origin
I'll find
story.
his made up country. Wait.
There is a country called Andorra between like Spain and France.
Still waiting for the shoe to drop here.
I just want to say it doesn't make sense to me to get like a Portuguese passport though, which is basically just like a European passport. Like, why would you want to get that? And
Well,
and
you already
the
have a
whole
European
crypto thing,
passport.
right? Like a couple of years ago, everybody was like, "Oh, Portugal is all favorable towards crypto." The only thing they said is like, "We're gonna like
Crypto.
postpone our decision on what we're gonna do on crypto." And turns out they're not crypto friendly at all. So I definitely avoid Portugal, even though it's a great country. Yeah, I don't know if it makes a lot of sense getting a Portuguese passport.
Sure. I mean, most of our 90% of our clients go for Caribbean islands. That's our shtick.
Yeah, I get far away from the EU zone. Yeah. Sorry, Yellow. Sean.
So speaking of not friendly to crypto, did you guys see that? Is it Silvergate or Silicon Valley Bank where there any new clients have to be like non-crypto related? Did you guys see that requirement?
Gosh.
I just saw it like 2 hours ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Operation Choke Point happening in real time.
Yeah. Dude, there's a massive storm brewing right now. Like 11 banks are putting. How'd you know?
So tell me about the storm, Marcus. What's the storm brewing?
Dude, I'm just reading about like banks getting together and creating like pools of money to keep each other from failing. So it seems like there's this musical chair thing going on, you know, where it's like, okay, who's gonna fall first? Then yeah.
Okay, the urban myth is called Man from Torrid. And Torrid is like the made up country. And I put it in the chat here. And whoever wants to Google it listening, the Man from Torrid or Mystery Man. That's the urban legend.
There's a good Y-Files about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that fucking Chandler fucking rocks.
It does.
It does.
It
It's
does
so
rock.
good.
I love it.
And I love the fish.
Hecklefish? That is
Hecklefish.
Yeah, Hecklefish. Yeah. Oh, Yellow. We got to talk a little after the show. All right, so Jessica, when people are talking about getting second passports, a lot of folks throw around the term flag theory. And for the most part, I'm pretty sure they're throwing it around just to sound smart because none of them know what the fuck it means. Could you elucidate our viewers from a professional perspective, what is flag theory and what does it mean?
Yeah. So basically, flag theory is where you install different flags in jurisdictions that benefit you specifically in different ways. So whether that's having a residency in a low tax country, living in an area where you feel the safest, where it fits your lifestyle, having your business in the right regulatory environment. Basically, we describe it in a way where if you like, say you're going food shopping, you would want to go get your meat from the best butcher. You would want to get your dairy from the best dairy farmer. You'd go get your vegetables and fruits from the best, wherever the best produce is. So basically, you're just planting different flags in areas that serve you best for different reasons.
Okay, so it's not just one passport that you might need. What kind of circumstances would someone be in where they might want these multiple flags? So instead of just an escape valve from like tyranny, why do I want 2, 3, 4 passports? What kind of benefits is that going to give me?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a hedge against your government. I mean, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to, just one government just telling me, oh, okay, you can't leave, or oh, you're required to pay these taxes. I mean, obviously, U.S. like you're kind of forced to make a hard decision. But everybody else, you have like the opportunity to become a non-tax resident and move elsewhere if you really want to. And playing jurisdictional arbitrage with multiple passports, we know that governments don't give us the freedom we desire. So when you have pure capitalism applied to a government service, because I can't get everything I want from one government, I'm going to decentralize and distribute my needs amongst different governments.
Well, if you only have 2 needs, how are you going to distribute it against more than 2?
Well, no, that's why you keep stacking flags. Just because if you find out that you have, okay, I have this other particular need. Okay, I'm going to go.
Greg's being a dick right now, Jessica. Yeah. Just let Greg. This is what you need to say. This is what you need to say.
Greg. Yeah, fuck you, Greg.
There we go. So, how would I even get started using something like flag theory? Like, is it something that just shut up, Sean? It's right. How do I get started using? Like, are there benefits for a business or is it just personal?
No, you can definitely attribute it to your business too. I mean, a lot of people are going to Dubai because it's really business friendly. Like I said, you have the Cayman Islands and the British Virgin Islands. It's just basically flag theory is different for each and every person. Like my flag theory would be different from your flag theory because I have different needs than you do. Like I'm a single girl, like I can go digital nomad throughout the world, but if you have a family, you know, that's not really an attractive lifestyle for some people. So you would want to go establish your life in, you know, an area that serves your family needs. So like in the US, if you're somebody who, you know, actually likes freedom and doesn't like to be, you know, told what to do, you would say, okay, like I'm not going to live in California. I'm going to live in Florida or Texas.
Jurisdictional arbitrage.
Yeah.
I've got a question. Do I need to put my hand up?
No, that's just for Rusty.
No. Yes, raise your hand.
So, like the whole residency, I've been looking into it. It's pretty interesting. And like in the Netherlands, we've got a pretty bad tax policy, right? Because we can sell Bitcoin all we want without getting a tax, but there's basically a yearly wealth tax, so that sucks. But anyway, let me just get to the question. Point is, something that's more interesting to me, maybe even before getting like another passport, is just I'd rather just have like multiple like bank accounts in different areas where you don't get shut down, you know, especially now with that whole Operation Choke Point. It feels like, you know, like do you get questions around that too, or do you advise people around like different bank accounts in different regions? Like, is it possible to open like a bank account in Panama or, you know, different geographies? Is that something you guys advise in as well?
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's one of the reasons why our Mexico residency program became pretty popular, because obviously it's the bear market. It's a much cheaper option. You basically establish residency and then you can open a bank account, you can get a driver's license, get a utility bill, and basically when you set up all those things, that's when we consider it like a completed flag because you have everything set up there. So yeah, definitely setting up residencies. Latin American countries are pretty popular because they're just so easy.
So is that usually a requirement that you have to have like residency in a country to be able to open up a bank account there?
You don't have to, but it just makes entering the country much easier. So like say, for example, if you're someone in Texas and you just want like an exit plan, you can just drive right into Mexico. If you have residency, you know, you're just let right in. It's not like you have to, you know, show your passport and blah, whatever.
Question from the chat. Can getting a passport, does that help you get the citizenship, or does getting a passport mean you have citizenship to that country?
Yeah, passport is citizenship.
Okay.
And with residency programs, some of them do lead to citizenship. So with Mexico, if you hold residency for 5 years, you can then apply for a Mexican passport.
In Mexico, yeah, you have to get a property and eat every day a taco or something. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to eat tacos every day. You have to dance in the street. You know, all that stuff.
Taco, burrito, taco.
So there was another question in the chat. It was far better than Vake's, honestly, but it was from Marty's Al. He's asking when North Korea passport.
Well, how he can set that up and then let me know.
Okay. So Marty's out. We're going to need you to get set up with a North Korean passport, pass along that information to Jessica, and then she can charge everybody else to get that done.
Yes, thank you very much.
Perfect. So
I got another question. Hold on. It's for one of my ginger brothers.
Okay. Are you reading these questions?
You're gonna.
Yeah. No, I'm not reading this question at all. I'm asking this question.
Are you reading it to ask it? Go ahead, Sean.
Let me check my notes. So lately I've been noticing that Rope has been harassing / having a good time with you on Twitter. Can you elaborate on what's going on there?
No, that's a better question than what was in the chat.
Just likes to pick on me.
Are you beefing with Rope?
No, we're friends. Like he's just being annoying. He says he
No
does
way.
it with love.
What's he doing? What is it? Wait.
Like Lex Friedman.
Yeah. Nothing. He just like comments on all my like. Okay, so for example, the other day I tweeted something like feminism was the worst thing, one of the worst things to happen to women. And he said something like, this tweet is the second worst thing.
Oh,
Well, Rope is the worst thing to happen to Ginger since Ed Sheeran. So
No,
there we
stop
go.
it. Stop
Yes,
it. Rope,
yes,
Rope, I love you, man. Rope, don't listen to that.
There's no second best.
Second. Oh, look, the
It's,
Matrix
oh no,
got me now.
there goes Becca.
See, that's what Becca gets. That's what
I
Becca gets
know,
for
it's
hating on Rope.
instant karma.
He's calling you a dishwasher.
Yes, that's what he said in the chat.
I know it's all out of love. It's fine.
So he's paying you attention. You're saying he's being annoying. Now, earlier in the show, you said that you were single and looking. It seems to me like he's showing you attention.
No, that's okay.
Okay, good. Yeah, I mean that's
pink for me.
Just want to make sure we were looking out for Rope here. But I think he's got to deal with his sister later tonight, doesn't he? No, no.
What's that?
So he's got a date with his sister later tonight, doesn't he?
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, she's probably already in his bed.
Probably.
Rope, after this banking crisis, you're all getting girlfriends. So it's going to be okay.
Well, Rope better hope that he's got more sisters. That's all I'm saying.
You know what? I'm excited that Labra's here tonight because that means I can ask for scores.
Yeah.
Labra.
Oh, that's the best part of the show.
How's everybody doing tonight?
No.
Oh, it's a score time?
Yeah.
Score time. Okay, cool. Let me see the list here. I've been taking notes.
Labra, hold on. Yeah. Can you title this like you would title on a Bitcoin kindergarten, like score time now from something, you know?
I'm going to have to charge you some sats for that, Sean. I'm sorry.
He's a professional.
Okay. I'll zap you. I'll zap you.
Those are professional services.
Go.
I'll send you a quote for that, okay? Because it's very personalized.
Go.
Yeah, scores. That's why I've been so quiet. I've been taking notes of all the information for this part of the show. So, Rusty, your score is going to be a pillow. Marcus, your score is going to be a passport from the Netherlands. So you have a passport now. You can escape.
I've got two.
Yep. You can escape now. Becca, your score will be pasta with Napoletana sauce made by me.
Pretty good.
Okay. Sean, I'll give you football. Okay. So okay. Yellow, I'll give you a haircut from my barber shop called Malacca.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I need
Greg, potato, I'll give you I think I'm going to give you a carrot.
That warms my heart.
Carrot.
Yep.
A carrot.
a carrot.
Hopefully it's for eating.
A carrot.
Carrot with double R, yeah. And Jessica, yeah, I think that so far you're getting the best score. So your score will be me reading the pi number for you. So
Let's
it's
go.
gonna be 3.1415.
I was sure it was going to be a 72, but yeah.
Let's go.
5,
Let's
3,
go.
5,
Keep on
8,
doing.
9,
Yes.
7, 9, 3, 2, 3, 8, 4, 6, 6.
Okay.
4,
Enough.
3, 3,
Enough, dog.
8, 3,
Mute
2,
him. Mute
7,
him.
9, 5, 0,
Doesn't
2,
know how to stop.
8,
Mute
8,
him.
4, 1.
That's no peanut
He's
butter.
accelerating.
Bravo.
Bravo.
Muted.
Well done, Labra. Now here's the real issue. He's still
is
going.
this?
He's still going, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. He can't stop.
He can't
Unmute,
stop.
unmute to see.
You did.
I tried to unmute him, but I think he's staying quiet, which is scary in its own right. All right, so have you been playing around at all with Noster?
I'm on there. Yes. I have a profile picture. I have my banner. What would you even call that? Like the tweeted version of like
A note.
They call them notes, yeah.
Notes.
Notes.
I've noted a couple times. Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I mean, I'm curious to see like what happens with it. I mean, every other platform that I've seen like run up since I've gotten on Twitter has just like died. So I'm curious to see what happens. And Nostrika is coming up, I think, next week.
Next week.
What is that?
This weekend, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Noster
Noster
in Costa Rica.
Noster, Jessica.
What do you say?
Nostrika.
Noster. You're not on Noster.
I
I
am
don't think
on
you're on Noster. Okay.
Is Nostrika, is that Noster and Jessica?
Hey guys, can you tell which is the real me?
Yes.
Yeah, the one that's moving its mouth.
How about no? How about no? How you don't know?
Wait,
Who is
top
it?
right, right? Yeah.
Nah, it's me here. God damn it! The pluses are that good, and whoever wants to buy one, go to Yes and Yellow
Does it go to gays?
Thank
or
you. I
Plea
appreciate
Market.
it.
So I'm curious.
Bi-curious?
If you own but if you own a second passport, right, you have to at least at some level believe that there's a significant probability that you might need to use it. What kind of indications are you looking for around you that are going to signal to you that it might be time to start pulling that card?
Like to actually use a second passport or to get one?
Well, I assume you already have one. I mean, you did tell us we have another 69 of them or something. But, so what kind of stuff are you going to see in your daily life, in the news, that's going to trigger you to think, glad I got it, might need to use it soon?
Yeah. I mean, if I start to see like a reoccurrence of what happened 3 years ago, because can you believe we were locked down 3 years ago already?
Right, but like the like get granular with it. Like what stuff, what actions by either local, state, or federal government are you going to see that are going to be red flags?
If they start implementing lockdowns, if they're talking about, oh, there's this virus that's around. I don't think I would take action just quite yet, but I mean, I would be worried and I'd be paying attention. But I mean, they literally told us that the virus was going to come because they got together in October of 2019 and said, oh, we're not ready for a pandemic. The UN, the CDC, they called it Event 201. And they said, we're not ready for a global pandemic. This is what we would need to do if like a virus were to come out, and they actually called it COVID. And then, we know what happened.
Okay, so is that the only scenario where the flags are going to go up for you, where you're seeing them talk about possible lockdowns from a virus scenario, or are there other scenarios that might trigger the same thing? Like,
yeah, I mean, luckily I'm in Florida. I mean, I'm in either Florida or Texas, so I'm in very freedom oriented states. And I mean, personally, I would try to fight for what I have here for as long as I can without, just leaving. But that's just me personally, like some people, they just want to get out of Dodge before things get really serious. So, I mean, me personally, I would just try to stick it out for as long as I can.
Even if they bring in like climate lockdowns, would that be like a big
that's what
red flag? Because
Yeah.
like here, like up in Canada, like I'm always saying that, like, from the government, because Greg asked like different levels, like the whole climate, like everything needs to be net zero. Like once they start saying your home needs to be net 0 or needs to be net zero and certified by the government, like once that starts like being more like commonly talked about, like I'd be like hightailing it out of there.
Yeah, no,
'Cause-
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, at what point is net zero, like, then me going outside is considered not net zero? Like,
Yeah.
you're talking about, like, then you're talking about how much meat you can consume, how much electricity you're using, like all this bullshit. And
The
at
15-minute cities.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just a matter of then absolutely like, bye. I'm going to the next spot.
Well, did you guys see that Oxford passed some 15-minute city laws that they're going to start implementing in the next few years, where they're breaking the town into sections where you're going to have something like a few hundred trips outside of your section you'll be allowed on a yearly basis, and they're going to monitor it with cameras and plate reading and AI built into the cameras to see whether or not you're going walking to and from areas.
Is it Hunger Games?
This is
Sounds
this is
like
Oxford.
Wow.
And that's,
Used to have a good university there, right?
I think they still do.
College town? Is it a good college town?
Sounds like a WEF recruiting university.
Yeah.
But like for me, that would be one of the signs I would take a look at. If somebody passed a law where they're going to break up my city into sections, I'm like, if I lived in the same city as my mom,
But is it really though? Is it really like? Is that seriously going on? So you're telling me there's people in Oxford that like can't like move out of their 15-minute city?
Not yet, but that's the plan, and that's the proposals that are being passed right now in Oxford.
Give a timeline.
Can't you fight? Here's an idea. Can't you fight this like climate stuff with progressivism and be like, oh, that's racist because now you're redlining us to our own little cities, right? You gotta.
Except it's only
fight
racist
it with their
when
own
they
logic.
claim it, not the other way around.
Yes.
Yes, I mean, if it looked to me like movement was being restricted in any way, that would be a huge red flag, whether or not it's virus or economic or war related. For me, it looks like
How about for you? What about for you? For your like, I'm interested.
What?
For
What
you,
do you mean,
Yeah, Greg,
people?
would you move? I mean, I don't really see you moving either, Greg.
No, I ain't going anywhere. I mean, it's America, right? So you either you believe in the idea and you fight for it, or you run and you're not American anymore.
Exactly.
Which is not an option, right? Running, non-American.
Oh, running's an option. Plenty of Americans run.
Yeah, you're like first in track and field.
Exactly.
Running's not really an option for running's not really an option for Australians.
We trained our Olympians for a couple 100 years. You know, they're lifting every day.
Did anyone hear Rusty? I couldn't hear him.
Rusty, can you raise your hand? You got something to say?
Yeah, I was just making a random comment about Australians not being able to run because we're like surrounded by water. We've got nowhere to go.
Water.
Yeah, that's not a good joke, man.
We've got airplanes and boats.
Yeah, that's right.
Paddleboards.
All right. Well, he's not here, but somebody's got to ask the RD question. Any of you feel like trotting it out?
Why don't we have Jessica ask herself the question?
She doesn't have his notes.
Let's have Labra. Let's have Labra. We don't have him very often.
Yeah, Labra. Check your notes, buddy. Let's hear the RD question out of you.
All right, mate. I have to do it like this with accent, mate. All right, let me check my notes, mate. I was wonking, mate. So, Jessica, thanks for coming to the show, mate. If the meme factory did exist, which we know it doesn't, mate, which one of us would you like? Which one of us would you mute? And which one of us would you retweet?
In it.
You will.
And I'll add a new one. And which one of us would you sap?
Ooh.
Oh, wow. That's a good ad.
Yeah, good.
Actually, Twitter just added the bookmark function. It's so stupid.
Oh,
Did you guys see
Yes.
that?
Twitter did. Twitter's always had
Twitter's had
bookmarking.
bookmarks
Yeah.
for a long time.
I've been bookmarking.
No. But now you can see like if a tweet has been how many times it's been bookmarked by somebody.
Oh,
Lame.
Next to, like-
Zaps are better.
steps are better.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
All right, so like,
All right,
retweet,
back-
mute.
That's a good option for
Exactly.
librarians.
Okay. I would like yellow.
Yes.
I would mute Greg because fuck you, Greg.
Yes.
I would retweet Becca. And I would zap Labra.
Let's go.
Nice.
Zap is the best.
Boo.
Yeah, fuck you, son.
Listen, Rusty didn't get anything.
Sorry.
Greg got muted.
Again.
Yeah, but you got something.
Because he's a potato.
That's right.
Yeah.
Why didn't you mention Marcus and Rusty, Yellow?
I
I'm going for the
asked
big
bad
guy.
questions.
I didn't hear much from Rusty. Like I heard him say like 2 words.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
enough.
all I did was like ask a bunch of really bad questions because I missed your intro and didn't do my background research.
Raise your hand, Rusty.
Yeah, Rusty hasn't even raised his hand once this entire podcast.
Yes, Rusty.
Okay,
you
there
have a
we go.
question?
Yes.
Hi, Rusty.
Hey,
Hi,
Lynette.
Rusty.
No, I don't have a question. That's all. I just wanted to make sure. I
God
raised my
damn
hand
it,
all the time.
Rusty.
Sorry about that.
All right,
Okay.
Sean.
Jessica, do you know what happens at block height 840,000?
Let's go.
I think she said what happens, but she's muted. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I'm here.
There it is.
Oh, okay. The halving happens. Let's go. And we wanted to formally invite you to having party in El Salvador 2024, first week of April. Be there. Join the plebs.
All
It's gonna
right,
be a blast.
I'll be there.
All right.
With what passport are you gonna come?
Salvadoran
Up
passport.
there.
Boom.
Oof.
Are you gonna be on Sailor's yacht?
We're gonna be on the meme
No, I'll
factory.
be on my own.
catamaran.
Yeah. Or on catamaran.
Catamaran. We're gonna have a catamaran.
Catamaran.
Very small
Finally
one.
happening.
We don't have a big budget. It's a small catamaran.
That's all right.
Small.
Intimate is the word we'd like to use,
Yeah.
not small.
Better. Intimate's way better.
That's what Share Force uses all the time, at least I've heard.
It's not about the size, it's the motion of the ocean, right?
Share Force uses
When it
that
comes
one
to
too.
catamarans.
Dear God.
That was clever. That was clever, Marcus. Should have used that earlier. You might have got a better score.
Yeah.
Marcus would say that because he's a baby.
Jessica, I'd like to give you this opportunity to tell anybody who is still actually watching what you're working on, where they can find you.
Yeah, so they can find me on Twitter at Jessica Hodlr. The website is planbpassport.com. And just working on giving as many people a second passport as we can. And ship post.
Do you guys have any connection with the Plan B model?
Of course not.
Marcus wrecked.
Marty's out. Suck it. Someone tell him I said it.
I'm sure he'll see it. All right, Jessica, you've been very gracious giving us your time tonight. Thank you again for coming on, and thanks to everybody for coming to watch. Stay safe out there.
I'm on Nostr. People follow me. I can read my MPOV right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yeah, in
Okay. Yep. It's NPUB1